Hey, today we're going to talk about the AR-15 rifle. Now this video is really geared toward the person that's never shot one before, maybe never even handled one, and they're thinking about buying one, but maybe they have some unanswered questions, maybe they've got some concerns about media bias toward this rifle, being evil, being a full automatic weapon, which it's not, by the way. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over 4 different AR-15s, each one set up a little different, and then we're going to go over a number of things such as magazine capacity, ammunition. We're going to talk about recoil, again for the person that's never shot one of these before. Then we're going to go over to the range and put a few rounds through a couple of these rifles. But one thing I don't want to get into is the politics. For 2 reasons. One, I just don't have time in this video, and second, I've got some very strong opinions about people that want to take away our constitutional rights. So I'll save that video for another time, but in the meantime, let's get started. This here is just a basic AR-15. This was made by Colt back in the mid-1980s. It's actually a Car 15. It does have the collapsible stock on it. Has the Evo pistol grip. It's got the bayonet lug. You have the flash suppressor on it. You have the front sight. You have a carry handle with the rear sight mounted on the handle, and this, as you can see, this handle does not come off. It's actually balanced pretty good. It's very easy to load. You take a magazine, stick her straight in, charge the weapon, take the safety off, and it's ready to fire. Let's take a very quick look at some of the controls on it up close. Magazine release right here. You have your safety lever, and you have your bolt release right here. Again, your rear sight and front sight. Again, a very simple design, very easy to use. Now, if you're going to buy an AR-15 and you're not going to put a scope on it or a red dot, you might consider a gun like this. You can put a scope on this, but it sits up pretty high, and it makes it kind of awkward to aim it. So if you want a simple, basic AR-15, you might check out this type right here. The next design I want to talk about is a target rifle. Now, you'll notice this doesn't have a carry handle on it. This is considered a flat top, and this is a target model made by Bushmaster. Excellent rifle. Now, what makes this a target rifle, it has a full-size target stock on it. It has an aluminum handrail. This one, I put a bipod on it. It does have a heavy target match barrel, and it also has a match trigger and hammer in it. You get the right ammunition, this gun will shoot half-inch groups all day long. Now, of course, this is made really to put a scope on it. So, got a scope here. Let's slap it on. There, that was easy. Again, if you want to get into target practice, definitely get you an AR-15 setup like this. Now, another design that's becoming very popular today is the AR-15 Pistol. This one here is made by Bushmaster. It's an older design, so they look a little different today, but really just a fun gun to shoot. Take a look there at it. Tell you what, you stick a 30-round magazine in this, you got you a nice little handgun. Really fun to shoot, but I gotta tell you, if you ever shoot one of these, make sure you're wearing double hearing protection. Earplugs and earmuffs, because this thing is loud. Fun to shoot, but it is loud. Maybe we'll put a few rounds through this one later. If you go down tomorrow and buy an AR-15, chances are it's going to look a lot like this. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 15. This is actually my favorite AR. Just really an excellent gun. Now, this one does have the adjustable stock on it. I can adjust this to 6 different positions. It does have the heavy barrel on it. It is a flat top, and as you can see, I've put a red dot scope on it. This is a name point. If you've never shot a rifle with a red dot scope, I suggest you do it. They're a lot of fun. They're fast. They're accurate. Now this scope does not magnify. It just puts a red dot on my target. You can use it for long range, but it takes a little getting used to at long range. It's really designed for up close and personal. I would suggest, though, if you put a red dot or even an optic sight on an AR, that you put backup sights on it like this one has. This one has a rear backup sight, and it also has a flip-up front sight. So if I ever have to take my scope off, I can still use my gun. I've got it sighted in, and it is ready to go, with or without a scope on it. So let's take a close-up look at this, and then we're going to get over to the range and do some shooting. On magazines, this is a 30-round magazine, very common. This here is a 20-round magazine. Personally, I like the 20-round magazines myself, mainly because if you've seen my other videos, you know I like to shoot a lot. I like to shoot fast. 20-round magazine tends to slow me down a little bit and helps me conserve my ammo. So really like the 20-round magazines. Now if you live in a state where you can only have a 10-round magazine, that's what this little thing looks like. I have no use for these. Fortunately, I live in a free state. Here in Nevada, we can shoot whatever we want. Now you can get 40-round, 50-round, even 100-round magazines for the AR-15, but the two most common, 20 and 30-round. You know, you can get an AR-15 today chambered in quite a few different calibers, but today we're just going to stick with the 5.56 NATO round, otherwise known as the 223 Remington. And let me show you the ammunition that I always put through my guns. I shoot a lot of reloads, but I also shoot a lot of factory ammo. This 5.56 is made by PMC. This here is also made by PMC, and as you can see, it says 223 Remington on it. I've got some Federal. This also says 223. This is made by Lake City. This is where our military gets a lot of its ammunition, from Lake City. Good ammo here. I've got some more PMC. Again, it says 223 Remington on it. I've got some Russian-made Wolf ammo. Again, 223 Remington. Here's some more Russian ammunition. You'll notice it says 5.56 and 223. And I've got some Winchester. It says 5.56. You know what? All of this is military grade ammo. I shoot all of it. Anybody says don't shoot 223 ammo in your gun, well, I'm going to disagree with them. Let's talk about recoil for a second. Let me show you something. That is a Weatherby 300 Magnum. That is a 270. That is a 308. That is a 30-30. And that is a 223. As you can see, that case isn't very long, and that bullet isn't very big. That's actually a 22 caliber bullet. You have very little recoil. Let me show you something else real quick. There's a 44 Magnum bullet right there. That is a 223. Very light, very quick, very little recoil. Let's start off by shooting a long shot with this red dot scope. I've got a 1 gallon milk jug set out at 150 yards. I'm going to zoom in, take a couple shots at it, and see if I can hit it. Again, this scope does not magnify, so might be a little tricky, but let's see what happens. Well, I put the fear of God in them. Let's try something a little closer. When I'm shooting this, I want you to notice the lack of recoil. Let's try a few rounds out of this pistol. Now, if this is going to recoil, you're really going to be able to notice on the pistol. Well, have I talked you into getting an AR-15 yet? I'll tell you, these are fun, they're accurate, and they're just a blast to shoot. You know, the government did ban these at one time. They banned them for 10 years, and they're going to do it again someday. And next time it's going to be a permanent ban. So go out, get you an AR-15, have fun with it. Woo, doggy. We'll see you guys next time. Ooh, doggy.